Topic focuses on forward and futures contracts, two foundational derivative instruments widely used in financial markets for hedging, speculation, and arbitrage. Both contracts establish agreements between two parties to buy or sell an underlying asset at a predetermined future date and price. Underlying assets may include commodities, currencies, interest rates, bonds, equities, or financial indexes. Although forwards and futures share similar economic purposes, they differ significantly in trading structure, standardization, settlement procedures, and counterparty risk management. Understanding these instruments is essential because they play critical roles in global derivatives markets and institutional risk management activities. Forward contracts are privately negotiated over-the-counter agreements customized to meet the specific needs of counterparties. Contract terms such as quantity, quality, settlement date, and delivery conditions can be tailored according to the preferences of the parties involved. Because forwards are not traded on organized exchanges, they expose participants to counterparty credit risk, meaning one party may fail to fulfill contractual obligations at settlement. Forward contracts are commonly used by corporations, financial institutions, and investors to hedge exposures such as foreign exchange risk, commodity price fluctuations, or future borrowing costs. Their flexibility makes forwards highly useful for specialized risk management despite their relatively limited liquidity and transparency. Futures contracts differ from forwards primarily because they are standardized agreements traded on organized exchanges. Exchanges specify contract size, expiration dates, settlement procedures, and other key terms, enhancing liquidity and facilitating active secondary trading. Futures markets rely on clearinghouses that become counterparties to all transactions, significantly reducing counterparty risk. Traders must maintain margin accounts and meet minimum maintenance requirements to ensure contractual performance. Gains and losses are settled daily through a process called marking to market, where price changes are reflected immediately in participants' margin balances. These risk management mechanisms make futures contracts highly liquid, transparent, and widely accessible to institutional and retail market participants. The pricing of forward and futures contracts is closely linked to the spot price of the underlying asset and the cost of carrying that asset over time. Carrying costs may include financing expenses, storage costs, insurance, or foregone income such as dividends or coupons. The no arbitrage principle ensures that futures and forward prices remain aligned with spot prices after accounting for carrying costs and benefits. If pricing discrepancies arise, arbitrageurs can exploit them through offsetting market transactions, helping restore equilibrium. Consequently, derivatives pricing reflects market expectations regarding interest rates, storage costs, income generation, and future supply and demand conditions affecting underlying assets. Forward and futures contracts are widely used for hedging financial risk. Producers and consumers of commodities use these contracts to stabilize future selling or purchasing prices and reduce uncertainty. Financial institutions employ interest rate futures and currency forwards to manage exposure to fluctuating rates and exchange values. Speculators, meanwhile, seek to profit from anticipated price movements without necessarily owning the underlying assets. Because derivatives provide leverage, relatively small investments can generate large gains or losses. This leverage increases market efficiency and liquidity but also amplifies financial risk, making proper margin management and risk control essential within derivatives trading activities. Topic ultimately demonstrates that forwards and futures are essential instruments within global derivatives markets, enabling market participants to transfer, manage, and speculate on financial risk efficiently. Forward contracts provide customization and flexibility for specialized hedging needs, while futures contracts offer liquidity, transparency, and reduced counterparty risk through exchange trading and clearinghouse systems. Pricing relationships based on arbitrage principles connect derivative values to underlying spot markets and carrying costs. By understanding the structure, valuation, and applications of forwards and futures, investors and financial professionals can better manage exposure to market volatility and implement effective risk management and investment strategies across financial markets.